Welcome to Rights Reviews. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at 5 of the most commonly found dimmable LEDs and decide which one of those you should be using in your Lutron Caséta dimmer. Coming right up. Welcome back. So about a year and a half ago, I decided it was time to replace the dimmer in my dining room with one that was compatible with an LED bulb. The one that I had at the time was only compatible with an incandescent light, and I really wanted to upgrade the rest of the bulbs in my house to LED. So I decided to do some research, read a ton of reviews, and really everything just kept pointing me back to the Lutron Caséta. So I picked it up, I got it installed, and I'll have to tell you, I've been super impressed. In the last year and a half, I've never had a single issue with it, and I'm not sure how you can complain about that. I would say the only issue that I found, and this is actually not really a limitation of the Lutron itself, but really a limitation of the bulbs that were available to me at the time. You see, back then, bulbs were a bit more expensive. I believe I spent around $10 a bulb on them, and they just did not dim as well as I had hoped. I even had done research back then to see what some of the best dimming bulbs were, and I really thought I had picked the best one. But when I got them home and I got them installed, they only would dim to about 25% before they started flickering and humming, and then at 24% they cut out altogether. So I was not about to replace those bulbs, especially at that price, so I've been waiting this entire time, but I figured, hey, it's 2020, there's gotta be better bulbs out there by now, the price is right, so let's head out, let's find what else is available to us, and let's test it out. All right, so the thought behind this test is that I would run out to Lowe's and to Home Depot and pick out 5 different dimmable LEDs, bring them back here, test them with you, and then you can take those results to run out to your local hardware store and pick out the exact same bulb so you have the best bulb that works with your Lutron Caséta dimmer. Now, I'm pretty excited to get started on this test, and I'm really hoping that we can get a bulb that goes below that 24 to 25% threshold that I got with my old bulbs. I would think in a year and a half that would be enough time for the LED technology to improve to a point where we can get down somewhere to about the 1, 2, 3% mark. If we can do that, I'll be pretty stoked because that is way better than what I'm rocking right now. So hey, let's head upstairs, let's get these things installed, and let's see how it turns out. All right, so behind me I have the light bulbs ready to go for our test. Now, I've given each one of these bulbs the numbers 1 through 5, and the reason that this is important is because I've assigned each one of those bulbs a spot here on my chandelier. Now, down below each one of those bulbs, you'll also notice I listed out some of the more important specs that I thought you might be interested in if shopping for a dimmable LED. Now, the specs I decided to go with are watt equivalent, the lumen output, the price per bulb, as well as where I purchased each one of these bulbs, be it from Home Depot or from Lowe's. All right, so now that we got that covered, let's get these things installed and let's get testing. All right, so now that we've got those installed, it's time to start testing. Let's click on the Home app and then the dining room chandelier. And now we're going to start reducing the brightness incrementally using the Lutron remote that was included with the Caséta when I bought it. Now our goal here is to keep reducing it and then record at what percentage these light bulbs give out. The hopes is that they all get to about 1% without giving out. That's actually great news for the consumer because that means that pretty much no matter what standard LED dimmable bulb you buy is going to work great for you. Now it looks like number 3, which is our Ecosmart, which was also the cheapest bulb we bought, has given out, and the rest of them are still going. I know it's hard to tell, but number 1 is actually still lit, and that's the Philips bulb. And that's actually great because that means it is by far the most incremental of them all. The rest of them seem to be still lit, but they were still pretty bright for being at 1%. Now I'll have to say I'm pretty impressed with these results. Really, the only bulb that didn't get down to 1% was the Ecosmart that I got from Home Depot, and that was the cheapest bulb out of all the ones that I purchased. The Cree and the 2xGE, the Reveal LED and the Refresh LED, those all got to 1%, but stayed pretty bright for being at 1%. But I can't really complain. Every single one of these bulbs performed much better than the ones I was looking to replace. But in the end, there can be only one, and I'm going to have to give the win to Philips since they were the only ones that could really achieve that true 1%. Hey, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you found the results from this test helpful. And remember again, the winner from this test was the Philips bulb, and you can find that at your local Home Depot. And if you have a bulb you've been using for your Lutron Caséta, I'd really like to find out what that is, so please leave that in the comment section below. Also, if you have a chance, please hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to see any of my future content, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for joining me, I really appreciate your time, and I will see you next time.